Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, I will introduce to you our group member. Firstly, my name is Ahmad Arisalim bin Armansyah as a group leader. Then, Nur Sabrina Afiqah binti Hilmi. And then, Muhammad Tarmizi bin Rashidan. Next is Putri Hanani binti Mat Hanif. And the last one is Alwani binti Muhammad Johar. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today I will talk about the introduction of integrity. First, let's look at three important definitions of integrity from this different perspective. The Oxford English Dictionary defines integrity as the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles that you refuse to change. This means doing the right thing even when no one is watching. From philosophy view, metaphor and vines connect integrity to the Latin word which is integritas, meaning wholeness. Integrity here means having inner harmony where what we believe, what we say, and what we do are all aligned. Scholars like Hubbard and Audi go deeper by linking integrity to core virtues like honesty, justice, courage, and accountability. So, living with integrity also means become a well-rounded and principled person. Now, let's look at the key element of integrity that we can develop in an organization. First is honesty, which is always being truthful and sincere in both our words and action. Next is moral principles, which is our inner compass that help us decide what is right and what is wrong. Lastly, internal consistent. This means making sure our beliefs, decision, and action is all matched. When we combine these three, which is honesty, moral values, and consistency, integrity becomes more than just a trait. It becomes a way of life. So, to conclude, integrity is not just about following rules, it's about being real, being principled, and being someone others can trust. And most importantly, it's the foundation of success, both personal and professional.
Okay, hi, my name is Nur Sabrina Afika binti Helmi, and my metric number is 2025104197. Okay, today I'm going to talk about AGC. What is AGC? AGC is the Attorney General's Chamber, which is in Malaysia is served as the chief legal advisor to His Majesty, which is the Sultan and Yang di-Pertuan's government. It's also supported by the Solicitor General and a team of counsel, the AGC. For that, the agency for advisor the government on legal matter and represent the government in civil and criminal case. It's also ensure legal compliance across government activity. In AGC, it's also have a vision and a mission, which is a vision is a world-class public legal organization, which is mission is to uphold the law and safeguard the interests of the nation by providing legal advice and service of the highest quality, efficiently, fairly, and equi- equitably, and in accordance with the Constitution and the law.
Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Alwani binti Muhammad Johar and my matrix number is 2025509271. So today I'm going to talk about how agency applies moral and principles in the agency. So the first one is the confidential role of agency. So the Attorney General's Chambers prides itself on going about its constitutional and statutory functions out of the public eye. It does not seek credit or publicity, and this rule applies whether a case is won or lost. This is not from a personal choice, but because this is the requirement of law and public service discipline. Lest anyone forget, the Attorney General's Chambers, as a part of the apolitical Malaysian civil service, is bound by the legal constraints of the Official Secrets Act 1972, the Public Offices, which is the Conduct and Discipline, Regulations 1993, Internal Directives, as well as the specific secrecy and confidentiality provisions as contained in the laws enacted by Parliament. So the second one is the need for transparency. There must be a balance between this desire for accountability and transparency against the need for the retention of confidentiality of sensitive official information from the public eye to avoid misuse, particularly in high-profile, sensitive and complex cases and issues. And the third one is explaining legal decisions. To this end, the AGC does explain certain decisions that the AGC has made in media statements and through other platforms. For example, in relation to sensitive and relatively complex cases that may not have been brought to court, why it was decided not to institute proceedings against the offenders. For example, in the sedition complaints lodged against certain individuals, it is stressed each time that such decisions are based on the evidence produced from the investigation. So the next one is public engagement. In addition, the AGC has organized public engagement sessions to clarify both the law and the AGC's position in complex areas of law, such as during the public debate over Section 114A of the Evidence Act 1950 and in the watershed repeal of the emergency laws and in the introduction of the new security-related legislation, including the Security Offences Special Measures Act 2012. Perhaps more crucially, Chambers finds public interventions necessary to rebut and to correct misinformation or misconstructions or misinterpretations of the law. So the last one is the legal limits on disclosure. It is also recognized that although the professional confidentiality rule does not distinguish between government and private lawyers, there are differences in the confidentiality duties between them. In addition to ethics rules, government lawyers' confidentiality duties are also subject to the complex regime for control of government information. The government lawyer and the authorizing official of the government agency are bound to respect the legal regime controlling government information. If if that legal regime prohibits the information from being disclosed, then the institutional client is deemed to have withheld consent to disclosure. No discretion is exercisable by the government lawyer.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Putra Hanani binti Mahanif and my ID number is 2025152463. In the Attorney General Chambers AGC of Malaysia, consistency means applying the law and ethical standard fairly, without being influenced by political power or external pressures. This is important to ensure predictability in legal decisions, build public trust, and maintain the rule of law. Legal officers must carry out their duties objectively, applying the same standard to every case. The 1MDB case highlights the dangers of inconsistent enforcement, showing how selective action can undermine justice. In Malaysian Muslim context, consistency also reflects the value of amanah, where leaders are entrusted to act responsibly and fairly for the benefit of the public. Through consistent practice, the agency ensures justice for all and preserves its credibility.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Tarmizi bin Rashdan. My matrix number is 2025171361. So, how AGC applies integrity in the agency? The AGC has a robust legal and ethical framework that guarantees integrity in their service. The public officer have to follow conduct and discipline regulation of 1993, require officers to behave honorably, impartially and without acting against the public interest. so the AGC can maintain justice and foster trust with the support of these rules.
So these are some initiatives that AGC takes in implementing moral and principles in their agency. So the first one, the constitutional amendment for citizenship rights. So the AGC worked with the Ministry of Home Affairs to help pass the Constitution Amendment Bill for 2024, granting equal citizenship rights to children born overseas to Malaysian mothers. So the second one is the death sentence revision efforts. Following the enforcement of Act 847 in September 2023, AGC officers handled and completed 1,056 applications for the revision of death and life imprisonment sentences at the federal court. So the next one is the international legal advocacy. The AGC represented Malaysia in international forums, including the ICJ hearing on Palestine and the AALCO meeting in Thailand, emphasizing Malaysia's stance against Israel's violations of international law. So the last one is the reforms on child witness testimony. Amendments to Act 676 and related laws now allow courts to convict based on child witness testimony alone, strengthening legal procedures for handling child witnesses.
1. AGC Code of Conduct. It means that the agency enforces its code of conduct, which all legal staff must follow. This code provides clear ethical guidelines emphasizing objectivity, accountability, and professionalism. By ensuring all divisions adhere to these standards, decisions are based on laws rather than personal bias. 2. Incorporating the National Anti-Corruption Plan. NACP. This means that the agency integrates the NACP through its procedure to strengthen anti-corruption efforts throughout the government. This helps promote a strong culture of integrity across all levels. 3. Supporting initiative. It means that the agency conduct regular internal audits, handle cases transparently, and offer ethical training for staff. This consistent practice help maintain high, uniform legal standard within the organization.
So the next initiative that AGC apply to maintain integrity. It complies with the Public Officers Conduct and Discipline Regulation 1993 law. From this law, officers must be honest, fair, and refrain from action that endanger the public. Collaborates with the Judicial and Legal Training Institute or ILCAP. In this program, officers receive training on how to draft laws, comprehend them, and amend outdated legislation. So all the officers who receive these trainings are able to perform their duties more honestly and effectively.
Okay, for the conclusion, the Attorney General Chamber AGC has proven to be a key force in advising legal reform in Malaysia, showcasing strong legal expertise and leadership. It's a role in the passage of the Constitution, Bill 4/2024, and the review of over 1,000 death and life imprisonment cases under Act 847, highlighting its impact on national justice. Internationally, ATC active stance on issues like Palestine right reflects its commitment to global issues. Overall, the AGC continues to uphold the rule of law and enhance Malaysia's standing as a principal legal voice at home and abroad.
That's all. Thank you.